Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the channel Adolescence. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Burberry. This one is called The Beat for Women. This is the Eau de Parfum, so stay tuned. Before I start the review, I just want to mention that this fragrance was provided to me for review by Notino.com. I requested this scent. It's a scent that I've owned in the past. I actually got this for my wife. If you guys are interested in picking up this scent either for yourself or for a loved one like I did, I'm going to leave all the links down below to where you can check it out. And what I like about Notino, in addition to their really low prices and their customer service, is the fact that they are located in Edison, New Jersey. I'm in northern New Jersey, and I always get my packages in like 2 days. I love it. So with this fragrance in particular, I originally encountered it, like I said, a few years ago, and I purchased it at TJ Maxx, I think, and it was really, really cheap. So my wife loved it right away, and I'm so glad that I bought it. And then I remember looking up the perfumer and seeing that it was Olivier Polge, and that was one of the things that really triggered me to buy this fragrance. Now, in addition to Olivier Polge, there's also Beatrice Paquet and Dominique Ropion, who is a mastermind. But Olivier Polge has also done Dior Homme, and Dior Homme contains iris. This contains iris. So this light bulb went on in my head that was like, what if this smells similar to Dior Homme? It's worth picking it up just for that reason. Came home, turned out it didn't smell like Dior Homme, but it's a very pleasant scent. So I'm excited to review it for my subscribers today. But let's go ahead and start off the review by taking a closer look at the presentation. So here we have the presentation for The Beat by Burberry. It just has this cross-stitch pattern here that is kind of a motif in a lot of Burberry products. And you can also find that on London and The Beat, and it's pretty cool. So here's the bottle presentation. Looks pretty cool. Just says The Beat here in the front. This is the Eau de Parfum. Has a little tassel on the side that says Burberry on it. And the cap does click into place. The distribution on the atomizer is actually a little bit narrow. But with all that in mind, pretty cool presentation. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. So this fragrance has some pretty interesting notes. You have tea, you have pink pepper, you have a little bit of citrus in there, you also have iris, and then some woodsy notes in the base. But what dominates the composition most, I would say, is the note of tea. Now, it doesn't smell herbal or medicinal or anything like that because medicine comes from herbs, and it certainly doesn't smell overly powdery or anything on account of the iris, which is a good thing. But it has a little bit of that pink pepper in there, so it adds like a rosy flair because pink pepper has a rosy odor profile. But really what you're going to get the most out of this is tea combined with iris. And I don't think it's the same iris that's used in Dior Homme, or it's the same accord of iris that's used in Dior Homme, because this one does smell different. There's something in here that makes it smell a bit feminine, perhaps the presence of some, florals that are underneath it all that are not divulged in the note breakdown, which I totally get. And it smells awesome. It's a great smell. It has a casual vibe about it. And speaking of which, that's actually when my wife wears it. She wears it casually. She wore it to work a lot. She completely emptied her bottle, which warranted me, requesting that this be sent to me so that she can hang on to it. But I also have the pleasure of reviewing it, right? Overall, I think it's a really nice scent. On account of the performance, though, I wouldn't recommend wearing it in the colder weather, just because if you think of a lot of the notes, they're lighter. So you have the iris, you have the citrus. These are all notes that evoke warmer weather, right? And for that reason, I probably just wouldn't recommend wearing it on a day like today. Here I'm on the East Coast. It's January 7th today at the time of me shooting this video, and there's a snowstorm outside. So we had a snow day anyway, but I wouldn't wear it on a day like today. I think it's a great scent, smells really nice, casual wear. It's nothing groundbreaking or earth-shattering. It's nothing that does things so uniquely different that, it's a must-have in your collection. But it's a great scent. It's also a great scent to just gift to someone because of how pleasant it smells. So let's go ahead and finish the review by taking a closer look at my overall assessment. In terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it is a unique scent in the sense that there's a lot of iris-based scents out there. You have Dior Homme, you have La Tessa by Masque Milano, you have Valentino Uomo. There's just a lot of iris scents out there. And this one, I really can't say smells like any of the other iris scents. And that was originally one of the reasons why I was disappointed in the very beginning. I was expecting this to smell like Dior Homme, especially because the perfumer is the same. But at the end, I was also surprised, and pleasantly surprised, I should say, because it smells good. It's a great smell, very casual and easy to wear. In terms of the longevity, though, this is where it falls back a little bit. This is the eau de parfum concentration. I got about 6 hours, which is kind of below average. Longevity on this one, in addition to the longevity, the projection on this one was pretty good. I projected for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but never beyond an arm's length. So it's not a screamer, it's not a loud projector, but it will get you noticed. In terms of the versatility, incredibly versatile. Just don't wear it in the colder weather. And although it's marketed for women, I would say some guys can pull this off, but you know, scent is subjective, so just smell it for yourself and you be the judge at the end of the day. And in terms of the presentation, I think the presentation is kind of cool, as is the men's version of The Beat by Burberry. So my final verdict on this one is I like the scent. I like it. I don't love it. And it's not one of my favorites, and I don't dislike it, and I certainly don't hate it. So this would kind of be like a middle-of-the-road fragrance, like a 3 out of 5 if I had to put a number to it. But overall, I think it's, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's a nice scent, easy to wear, casual, pleasant, and perhaps it will even get you a compliment or two. So thanks again so much for tuning in. That was my review of The Beat by Burberry. Once again, a very special thank you to Notino.com for providing me with this bottle for review. I really do appreciate it. All the links are going to be down below. They have super, super cheap prices, and they're a great company to work with. Thanks again for tuning in. Remember to subscribe for future videos, and please enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way you don't miss any of my future content, and I'm putting out a lot of videos lately, so I don't want you missing any of them. Thanks again for tuning in. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.